It's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
Pat McCracken, Johnny, Universal Adjustment Bureau.
Hi, Pat. What's new?
At the moment, Cooper's Bend, Nevada.
Never heard of it.
Neither did I till this morning. They're having a big celebration out there, Frontier Week.
So what do you want from me? A beard?
It might help if you started growing one, Johnny. And how about a 10-gallon hat? You got one of those?
Oh, sure. And my horse is tied up in the bedroom. Now, look, what's this all about, Pat?
Well, from what I can gather, Cooper's Bend was just a sleepy little western town dying on its feet. That is, until last week.
So what happened last week?
A publicity man named Bill Williams organized this Frontier Week to wake the town up. I guess somebody out there doesn't like being waked up.
What do you mean?
Oh, looks like somebody's trying to put Bill Williams to sleep. The hard way.
I'll be right over.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Home Office, Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the killer's brand matter. Expense account item 1, $1.20, cab fare from my apartment to the office of Universal Adjustment Bureau. Pat McCracken was waiting for me.
Not too much to go on, actually, Johnny, but I figure it's worth your taking a trip out to Cooper's Bend to see what's what. One of the companies we represent has a hefty policy on Bill Williams' life.
Who is this Bill Williams? What's he do?
Little of this, little of that, I guess. Sort of a fly-by-night type. Freelance publicity, that sort of thing.
Hey, you suggested over the phone that there'd been an attempt on his life out there.
Well, at least somebody took a shot at him.
Oh? You have any idea who?
No. That's what I want you to find out.
Could have been an accident, Pat. Maybe somebody got carried away during one of the
at
celebrations.
2 o'clock in the morning, Johnny. Even during Frontier Week, people in Cooper's Bend don't stay up that late.
Okay. Where do I find Williams?
There's only one hotel. You look for him there. And, Johnny?
Yeah?
Watch yourself. Some of those characters out there can shoot pretty straight. And one of them is pretty riled up about something.
Shoot straight. He missed Williams, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. The first time.
Expense account item 2, $187.50. Incidentals and transportation by plane and a rented car to Cooper's Bend, Nevada. The town was baking in the sun when I arrived in the middle of the afternoon. Aside from the fact that there were cars parked on the main street instead of a string of horses, the place could have easily passed as a set for a Western movie. A saloon, a general store, one weather-beaten hotel, the works. I kept wanting to go around behind the buildings to see if they were real. There was even a big horse trough in front of the hotel. I stopped for a moment to take a look at it, and that was my first mistake. Suddenly, I heard a crowd bearing down on me.
Come on, let's get him. Hey, look at him, a real dude.
I'll lay off him. This is kid stuff.
What do you mean, lay off of him? You know the Frontier Week rule.
Hey, look, what's this all about?
Come on, mister, off with your shirt.
My shirt. Now, just a minute.
Rules, partner. Anybody on the street without a 10-gallon hat during Frontier Week gets sunk in the horse trough.
Yeah, well, look, I just got into town. How am I supposed to know the rules?
Well, this is one good way of finding them out, stranger.
Anybody want to sell me a 10-gallon hat quick?
Too late, buddy. Well, he's got a sense of humor anyway. Come on, I'll help you off with your shirt, stranger.
Okay.
That's it. Now,
Just take it easy, partner. Take it easy.
welcome to Frontier Week, partner.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. Item 3, 50 cents. Replacement of 3 buttons on my shirt. I bid a fond farewell to the horse trough committee and went to the hotel to find Bill Williams, the publicity man. He wasn't there at the moment, but the clerk told me I might find him at the newspaper office. That was 3 doors down the street, the Cooper's Bend Sentinel, no less. Bill Williams wasn't there, but for the moment I didn't miss him at all.
Oh, hello.
Well, hi. You must be Miss Cooper's Bend Frontier Week.
Ha.
You run the paper?
Wrong again. I just work here.
Well, I'm not doing very well so far, am I?
Oh, I don't know. Don't give up.
Oh, I won't. My name's Johnny Dollar.
Lois, Johnny.
Well, I'm looking for a guy named Bill Williams, Lois. Do you know him?
Yeah, I know him.
Where can I find him?
Well, this is as good a place as any. He ought to be here soon. Last I saw him, he was with Fred Kirby,
Kirby?
the editor of this paper. The two of them were all wrapped up in further plans for our glorious Frontier Week.
I gather Frontier Week doesn't appeal to you.
It's a two-bit idea, like everything else about this town. Oh, here's Fred. This is Johnny Dollar, Fred Kirby.
Well, thanks, but we've already met. Mr. Kirby was one of the boys who helped me take a swim in the horse trough a couple of minutes ago.
All in fun, Mr. Dollar. Part of Frontier Week.
Yeah, sure. Kirby, I'm looking for Bill Williams.
Oh, he's out making some final arrangements for the rodeo this afternoon. He ought to be back in a few minutes.
Okay. Any place I can get a cup of coffee while I'm waiting?
Oh, sure. 4 doors down the street. You can't miss it.
I'll show you where it is, Johnny.
Fine, thanks.
I thought you had some work to get out, Lois.
It'll keep. You don't mind, do you, Fred?
Oh, no, of course not. Well, take your time.
As we left, I could sense an undercurrent between Lois and Fred Kirby. And I could see his point. Matter of fact, though, undercurrent was too mild a word for Lois. Item 3, 20 cents. Coffee for Lois and me.
You going to be in town long, Johnny?
Oh, it depends. How long does Frontier Week last?
This is the last day.
Oh.
Rodeo this afternoon, dance tonight. That ends it.
Then the town goes back to sleep, huh?
Probably. I won't be here to watch it, though.
Oh, where are you going?
Away. As far away as I can get.
For long?
For good.
Well, how about your job?
You mean the paper? That's a job? I think I can get along without it.
How about the editor? Can he get along without you?
Fred Kirby? Sure, why not?
I don't know. I thought he
Where you
depended...
been, Lois? I've been looking for you.
Having a cup of coffee, obviously. This is Johnny Dollar, Dan. Dan Biggers, Johnny, owns a ranch near here.
Dollar?
Hi.
Look, Lois, about the dance tonight. What time will I pick you up?
Oh, I don't know about the dance, Dan. I don't know if I'm going or not.
We're gonna go, Lois.
Look, Dan.
I said we're gonna go.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Thanks for the coffee, Johnny.
Lois!
You know, Biggers, if you don't mind my saying so, that approach doesn't seem to go over so well with her.
Yeah? Well, I do mind your saying so. I don't need any advice from you.
Okay.
And just for the record, Lois and I are engaged.
Oh, congratulations.
Don't get funny with me.
Oh, now, easy, Biggers. Simmer down.
You simmer down, Dollar.
What do you mean?
I mean, stay away from Lois.
Are you kidding? So I bought her a cup of coffee. Anything wrong with that?
You heard me. Stay away from her.
One thing about Lois, she sure had the knack of stirring people up. The news that she was engaged to Biggers was quite a surprise, though, and I wondered if she was as eager about it as he was. If so, she didn't show it. But all of this wasn't getting my job done, which was to find out who'd made the attempt on Bill Williams' life. I went back to the newspaper office, and pretty soon he came in. He turned out to be the gent who'd supervised my dunking in the horse trough.
Well, you're probably not feeling very kindly toward me at the moment, Dollar.
Why not?
You come all the way out here to protect me and get thrown in the trough right off the bat. I didn't know who you were. Look, you better get yourself a 10-gallon hat so it won't happen again.
Don't worry, I'm going to. As I understand it, Williams, this Frontier Week was your idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I was driving through here on my way to Frisco a few weeks ago. The town was dead on its feet, but I could see the possibilities of waking it up. So I cooked up this scheme. The town went for it.
How come you were so interested in waking the town up?
For the dough, what else? I get 10% of the gross on the rodeo, dance, and other celebrations. I figured to get close to 1,000 out of it, and frankly, I can use the money.
I see. Well, how about this attempt on your life?
Come on. Out back, I'll show you.
Show me what?
My car. There it is. Take a look at the windshield.
Yeah. Bullet hole.
Mm-hmm.
How did it happen?
I was driving along the road just outside of town the other night, and all of a sudden, whammo! And I got a pretty good idea who did it.
Who?
The rancher, Dan Biggers.
Oh. Why?
I smiled at Lois.
Oh, now look. Touchy as big as is about Lois, that's not enough reason for
Oh, wait. She smiled back at me.
Is that all there was to it?
Of course it was. You think I'm crazy or something? The trigger-happy Biggers is so jealous of her he can't see straight. I'm not stupid enough to get mixed up in anything like that.
Yeah, he's jealous, all right.
Lois and I worked together at the newspaper office on some of the publicity for Frontier Week. Biggers didn't like that.
Speaking of the newspaper, do you know the editor very well?
Oh, Fred Kirby? I met him when I first came here, is all. Why?
He's been keeping an eye on us through the window ever since we've been standing here.
Oh?
You think he might be interested in Lois?
It wouldn't surprise me. He makes that job of hers on the paper pretty easy for her. After all, it wouldn't be hard to be interested in Lois.
No, I'm sure it wouldn't. Well, you'd better quit driving around the roads at night, Williams.
Don't worry. Ever since it happened, I've been staying right here in town at night with the bright lights. I think I'm home free now anyway.
Yeah?
The dance tonight winds up Frontier Week. Tomorrow noon, I get my share of the dough, and then I'm leaving.
Yeah, Lois mentioned something about leaving town then, too.
Yeah, she used to make noises about leaving when we were working together. I doubt if she means it, though. I think she's just trying to get Biggers riled up.
That isn't hard.
Now, wait a minute. Remember now, she said it once in the office when Fred Kirby was around.
What was his reaction?
He didn't say anything at all, but he gave her a real funny look.
I see.
Well, I got to go make the final arrangements for the dance tonight. You going to be there?
Oh, yeah. In the meantime, Williams, better keep your eyes open.
Don't worry. Since that attempt on my life, I've sprouted eyes in the back of my head. Oh, and speaking of head...
Yeah?
You better get yourself a 10-gallon hat.
Very good advice. I had no desire to get dunked again. I started across the street toward the general store, then realized my mistake. There was the reception committee again at the horse shop. I had to get to that store fast. I almost made it, too. Hurry, fellas. Oh, well. Expense, item 6, $15 for a too-late 10-gallon hat. The dance was in full swing when I got there. I didn't see Lois at Biggers. Looks like he didn't get that date after all. Pretty soon I spotted Williams near the bandstand. When he saw me, he came over.
There, crowd, Dollar. There are more people in Cooper's Bend tonight than ever heard of the place before Frontier Week. Man, I'm really going to clean up.
I stayed around a while, watching Williams happily counting noses and adding up his 10%. Then I went back to the hotel. There was a message there from Lois. She wanted to see me. This I didn't get, but she'd left word it was important. She'd also left directions for getting to her house, so I drove out. It was outside of town on a back road. The lights were on. But nobody answered my knock. I waited a while, then tried the door. There was a fire burning in the fireplace, and the room looked very cozy. All except for one thing. Lois. She was lying in front of the hearth, and she was very dead.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
For a long time, people have been saying that the Earth is shrinking because transportation is getting faster and faster. And because this is true, people are getting closer, too. Today, our neighbors are not only the ones who live next door to us, they're all over the world. It is axiomatic that one should help his neighbor. But Americans have gone a step further. In addition to individuals helping individuals, now many American cities help many other cities through the Sister City program. Now, perhaps you've heard how it works. If not, here's an example or two. In the fall of 1959, a large area of Nagoya, Japan, was struck by a devastating typhoon. Her sister city, Los Angeles, California, sent tons of relief materials to Nagoya by way of an Air Force plane headed for the area. The Marines and the Navy rendered vital emergency aid during the disaster. When earthquakes shook Viña del Mar, Chile, during the summer of 1960, her sister city, Sausalito, California, sent hundreds of dollars worth of relief materials to help out. Another case in point, the school children of Clovis, New Mexico, sent a number of cultural exchange packages to students in their sister city of Adana, Turkey. There are hundreds of such examples, because there are hundreds of sister cities. By using this means of diplomacy, friendship and understanding have increased throughout the world and paved the way for permanent freedom, the right of all men everywhere.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Killer's Brand matter.
Lois, dead, lying on the floor of her living room in front of the fireplace. There was a poker near her hand that had been pulled out of the fire and scorched the rug. At first, that's what I thought she'd been hit with. But then I took a closer look and could see she'd struck her head on the hearth. There were signs of a struggle in the room. Then, suddenly, I heard a noise outside. I ducked into the next room, found a side door, and eased outside. I listened. Nothing. Then I heard the car. By the time I got around in front of the house, it was just disappearing around a bend in the road, running without lights. It looked like a station wagon, but that's about all I could make out. I went back into the house and put in the call to the sheriff. He arrived about 20 minutes later.
Okay. Looks like there was a fight. She got thrown down, hit her head on the heart.
Yeah, that's the way I sized it up.
Now let's size you up for a minute, Dollar.
Me?
Mind telling me what you were doing here tonight?
I don't know.
Ah, come on.
No, I mean it. Lois left a message at my hotel that she wanted to see me.
You don't know what about?
No. Except it's a good bet this killing ties in somehow with that attempt on Bill Williams' life.
Williams thinks it was Dan Biggers took that shot at him.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it could be. Dan's always been awful jealous. I had trouble with him once before for the same reason.
Oh?
A month ago, he beat up a guy pretty bad.
On account of Lois?
Yeah. Seems the guy had asked Lois for a date. Trouble was, Lois never discouraged guys asking either.
Hey, look, Sheriff. Lois told me earlier today that she was planning to leave town tomorrow. Now, if Dan Biggers learned about that...
Yeah. Well, come on. We better drive out to his ranch and have a talk with him. There's the gate, Johnny. Ranch house is up on the rise.
Yeah. No lights on up there. You think Dan might have cleared out?
Hey! Came from that clump of brush over there.
Hold it right where you are, Sheriff. I've got you covered.
Now, don't be a fool, Dan. You drop that gun and come out of there.
I said hold it. Came to take me in, huh? Well, I'm not going just now, Sheriff.
Look, Dan.
First, I'm going to find out who killed Lois and take care of him. Then you can question me all you want.
Very interesting you should know about the killing already, Dan. I can think of one reason you might.
Guess again, Dollar. I was in town when the call came in. One of the deputies told me about it.
I figure it differently, Dan. You found out Lois was going to leave town tomorrow.
Lois, leave. You're crazy.
That's what she told me.
She'd never do that. She'd never leave me.
You tried to stop her. She grabbed a poker and swung at you. You threw her down on the hearth.
That's a lie, you hear me?
Dan, you're acting like a fool. Now give me that gun, man.
I'm not coming in now, Sheriff. I can put these shots where I want to. Don't make me put them in you.
Okay, Dan. You got the drop on us now, but I'm coming back. And I'm going to take you one way or another.
You know, Sheriff, I can't help feeling kind of sorry for Dan.
Yeah, he always did have a knot in his brain where Lois was concerned.
You really think he killed her?
I don't know. Dan's pretty smart sometimes. That routine he was just giving us might have been a cover.
Sheriff, you happen to know if Dan drives the station wagon?
He drives a pickup around town mostly, and I think he's got a coupe, too, but no station wagon. Why?
That's what I spotted pulling away from Lois's house.
You didn't get the license number?
No, it was running without lights.
Not much help, Johnny. There's a lot of station wagons in this part of the country.
Expense account item 8, $1. 2 drinks for me, while I tried to put some pieces together. However much I shifted them around, they still seemed to add up to Dan Biggers. But somehow I wasn't convinced. If he was the killer, why hadn't he taken off? Of course, maybe he figured he couldn't very well leave his ranch. So I went round and round again and ended up nowhere. I started thinking of other possibilities. Bill Williams, for instance. I'd seen him at the dance, but he could have left for half an hour and nobody'd have missed him in the crowd. But why? I couldn't figure any motive for him. And then I thought of Fred Kirby, the editor. Yeah, he might be worth talking to. So I went to the newspaper office. Kirby and Bill Williams were there.
Any idea who killed her, Johnny?
I don't know, Williams. That's what I want to talk to the two of you about.
I'll bet anything it was Dan Biggers.
What makes you so sure, Kirby?
You saw him around Lois. You know the way he was.
Question is, if he did it, why?
Lois said she was leaving. Maybe he couldn't stand the idea.
He claims he didn't know she was planning to leave.
That's a lie.
Oh, is it?
I heard her tell him once right here in this office.
You know, it's quite a coincidence.
What's that?
Lois was going to leave town tomorrow, Williams. So were you. You weren't by any chance going to leave together now, were you?
Now, look, G-Man, I told you there was nothing between us. You think I'm a jerk to go fooling around with her knowing what Biggers was like? Sure, she kidded me about, what was it, Kirby? Hitching a ride to Frisco with me?
Yeah, here in the office once. Williams just laughed it off, and that's all there was to it. Hey, wait a minute. If Biggers happened to hear about it...
Yeah, maybe.
No, Dollar. I was smart enough not to get involved with her. Matter of fact, I guess I'm one of the few guys in town who can make that statement.
Hey, you don't have to talk that way about her.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm tired. There you go, turn in. I'll see you in the morning, Dollar.
You'll be around, huh?
Yeah, to pick up my money. Night.
You know, Kirby, you're trying pretty hard to pin this on Dan Biggers. Why?
Because I think he did it. He didn't want Lois to leave.
There's someone else didn't want her to leave either.
Who?
You.
What?
You've been carrying the torch for Lois quite a while, haven't you?
What's that got to do with it? And what business is it of yours?
I think it all ties in.
Well, I didn't kill her if that's what you're
You
thinking.
drive a station wagon, don't you?
So what?
After I discovered her body, I spotted a station wagon leaving her house.
But a lot of guys drive station wagons around here. I wasn't near her place. I didn't use the wagon at all tonight.
You're lying.
Now, look,
Come on, open up, Kirby.
Well, Okay, Dollar. I drove out to her place to try to talk her out of leaving.
Go on.
Well, that's all there is. When I got there, I changed my mind and came back to town.
Sure.
I didn't go inside, Dollar. I didn't kill her. I swear it.
I called the sheriff, and he took Kirby in for further questioning. But by morning, he hadn't changed his story. Oh, he admitted being at the scene of the murder, but that's all he'd admit. He was still a big question mark, and we were still nowhere. The sheriff went out to Biggers Ranch again, hoping Dan would give himself up peaceably if he knew Kirby was in custody. I had a cup of coffee and went outside. Bill Williams was in front of the hotel.
Anything new on the killing, Johnny?
Well, you know Kirby was being questioned.
Yeah. Surprised me at first, but then I got to thinking, he's a strange guy. He doesn't say much, but there's a lot going on inside, particularly about Lois.
Yeah. Did you get your cut of the dough from Frontier Week all right?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure glad it's over. That killing last night turned the whole deal sour. I'll be glad to get the taste of this town out of my mouth.
Uh-huh. When are you leaving?
I told the sheriff I'd be around in case he wants me for further questioning. I'll leave when he says the word.
There he is.
What's with the crowd heading this way?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we got it last.
What are you talking about?
You ain't wearing your 10-gallon hat, and that sure looks like a horse trough you're standing next to. That's right.
Now, look, Frontier Week is over.
Oh, the idea in the first place, we thought you'd like to die.
I'm in no mood for jokes this morning. I'll lay off.
Can't you take a joke?
No, not this morning. I'm sick of the whole idea. I said lay off, and I mean it.
Oh, let him alone. Guess he just can't take us all the medicine.
The crowd broke up and drifted away, and the street went to sleep again. But all of a sudden, I woke up. I thought of that hot poker I'd found lying near Lois's body, and a couple of things added up fast. Sure, it was a wild idea, but it was worth a chance. Bunch of jerks. Hey, you know, Bill, when I first arrived in town, you ducked me in this horse trough because I wasn't wearing a 10-gallon hat.
Yeah, it was part of Frontier Week.
Well, you're not wearing a hat now.
Look, like I told those guys, Frontier Week's over.
I still want to return the compliment.
Am I going to have trouble with you too, Dollar?
I guess you are, because I'm going to duck you in that trough. Take off your shirt.
Now, look, stay away from me.
I said take it off.
Get your hands off of me.
What's the matter? You afraid to take it off?
What are you talking about? Let go. I said let go.
Where? What do you know? A nice big burn on your chest and on your arm. A few scratches, too. Lois did that just before you killed her. Branded you.
Okay, smart boy, there's a gun in my pocket and it's pointed right at you, so just relax.
You were a lot more involved with Lois than you were letting on, Williams. Why did you kill her?
I was trying to shake her. She wouldn't shake.
She wanted to go with you, huh?
Yeah, and that would have been just great, dragging something like her with me to San Francisco.
That's a real sweet thing to say. I suppose you said it to her, too.
That's when she grabbed the poker. Come on, Dollar, we're getting off the street. Now move.
My hand was beside the horse trough. I scooped the water right into his face. The shot went wild, but his chin was wide open. Yeah, Bill Williams got ducked after all. Expense account item 10, $183.50. Transportation and incidentals back home. Total expenses, $528. Remarks. About Dan Biggers. He really wasn't such a bad guy. Except that, like the sheriff said, he had a knot in his brain about Lois. He sold his ranch and moved away. About Bill Williams, well, you better cancel out his policy, Pat. He's due to go on trial soon, and in my book, he's a pretty bad risk. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. Our flag now numbers 50 stars, and behind each star there stands yet another flag representing one of the 50 states. Oklahoma's state flag depicts an Osage warrior's circular buckskin shield from which hang 7 eagle feathers. Across the shield is the Indian's calumet, or pipe of peace, crossed with the white man's peace symbol, the olive branch. On the shield are small crosses, the Indian's graphic sign for stars, indicating lofty ideals or a purpose for high endeavor. The background of the flag is a field of blue, the blue of the Oklahoma sky, signifying loyalty and devotion. The important symbols, however, are the calumet and the olive branch. These override the shield, the symbol of war, and bespeak a predominant love of peace by a united people. Oklahoma's state flag, the flag of the 46th state to enter the Union, was adopted on April 2nd, 1925. Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a terrible storm that yields up a body from the deep. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar. You hear me? Johnny Dollar calling.
This is Pat McCracken of the Universal Adjustment Bureau. What end of
Hi, Patsy. Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, what kind of a noisy hookup is this anyway?
Pat, this call is being relayed to you from an amateur radio station.
Well, next time, try the telephone.
From Puerto Gardo, Nicaragua?
Oh, now you're coming in quite clearly. Puerto what?
It's a little spot on the Caribbean coast, the last port of call for the Sea Legs before she was wrecked.
Mrs. Douglas Lanfear still with you?
No, and I don't know where she's gone, which is why I called.
So?
She acted just as surprised as I was that we both took the same plane down here. And Pat, I still don't know why she decided to come here at all.
Maybe she doesn't like the idea of your going down there to investigate the case.
She wouldn't admit it, of course, but that's what I think.
You think she may try to obstruct your investigation?
Right now, I don't know, because she suddenly chartered a small plane and disappeared.
To work her way back here to the States?
Your guess is as good as mine. Look, why don't you hire a watch on her place on Long Island? And if she shows there, call me at the Hotel Providencia. It's in the city of Bluefield.
Nicaragua?
Right.
In any event, you think her claims for insurance on the Sea Legs and on Douglas Lanfear are fraudulent?
Pat, at this point, I don't know what to think.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location San Juan del Perro, Nicaragua, to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenditures and report of activities during my investigation of the Sea Legs matter. Pat, I lied to you during that radio contact a few minutes ago. I do think Connie Lanfear's claims for $400,000 insurance are fraudulent. Fraudulent as the very devil. But just why I think so is beyond me. At any rate, the assistant who's foisted himself on me down here is a real weirdie whose name, believe it or not, is Oscar Patrick Vladimir Pasquero. He rented a plane and has flown me here to Puerto Gardo, a half-baked little town on Nicaragua's east coast. Here is where a radio amateur made the last contact with the Sea Legs before it smashed up and sank off the Baldero Islands. And who is the operator of this ham station? Oscar Patrick Vladimir Pasquero.
Phew, such a long talker, Mr. Dollar. I'm cranking this generator until my arm is nearly dropping off.
Well, I'm sorry, Oscar, but that contact with the States was important.
Even my back is tired. I know. I'll make an expense account to you. Say $10.
You try that, and I'll fly back to Bluefields without you.
Oh, please, Mr. Dollar, no joking, please.
Who's joking?
But without me, you would be a lost soul in this vile country.
Hey, tell me something. Why did you ever set up a transmitter in this isolated fishing village?
I should set it up in Bluefields? Ha! They even wanted me to have some kind of license up there. Disgusting. And a waste of money, too.
Now, that reminds me. Do you have a pilot's license?
Who needs a pilot's license when those little planes practically fly themselves? Besides, a pilot's license costs money, too.
Well, I have one, so from here on in, I stay at the controls.
No confidence in me, no confidence in you. What a smirch on the good name of Oscar.
Okay. Now, let's get out to that flat where you parked the plane. I want to fly over the spot where the sea legs went down.
You see how invaluable I am?
Huh?
Without me, you wouldn't even know where to look for the Boldaro Islands.
You know darn well, all I have to do is look at the charts in the cockpit of the plane.
But, Mr. Dollar, that wouldn't be fair.
The Balderos turned out to be only 6 or 8 miles offshore. 2 narrow little rocky islands that poked up out of the sea to keep each other company in the vast, quiet blue expanse. One of them was perhaps a mile long, and the other, just a couple of 100 yards away and stretching parallel to it, was even smaller. Sure, to a man at the wheel who was unfamiliar with these waters and without charts, the Balderos could conceivably be a menace to navigation. In the dark of the night, that is. Oscar.
Yes, sir?
Do you remember what time of day it was when the sea legs went down?
Of course, I remember anything. Names, dates, places.
Well, how about the sea legs?
Of course, I was talking to her by radio.
Well?
Such a lovely day, too, just like today. You know, Mr. Lanter even promised to take me fishing after we finished the radio contact testing.
What time?
He even promised we would... it was exactly 10:21 a.m. when the radio signal from the yacht suddenly cut off.
You're sure of that?
Yes, sir. We were talking away back and forth, and then pip! Nothing. 10:21.
One question, a couple of real good answers. A day like today meant it was clear and calm, and 10:21 a.m. meant full daylight. The Balderos must have stuck out like a sore thumb. Hang on, Oscar. I'm going to make a tight circle over those islands for a closer look.
You sure you wouldn't like for me to steer, Mr. Dollar?
I'm sure.
But if you do all the work, how am I ever going to earn the handsome restrainer you're going to pay me?
Wait a minute.
Yes, sir?
That channel between the islands is as smooth as a mill pond.
Sure, it always is, except during a storm.
And so clear you can see way down into it. Oscar, I thought there were a lot of pinnacles of rock sticking up in that channel.
Oh, maybe at low tide, 1 or 2 on the east side, very shallow, otherwise like you see it now.
And what's supposed to make the channel so dangerous?
The current that runs through it when the tide is changing, Mr. Dollar, it's how you say, a dilly. Like now, when the tide is coming in.
Enough to wreck a boat like the Sea Legs?
If the skipper wasn't watching the road. You should see how the current wobbles and squirms. Hey, look, there's a packing case down there floating around. You see? First one direction, then the other, shifting around like a crazy.
Yeah. Oscar, I think that packing case is going to be a big help to us.
Maybe there's something in it that might be worth money or something?
Oh, stop thinking of money.
Then how?
We're going to see just where the current delivers that packing case.
You want to know where that packing case will be ending up?
That's what I said.
Then steer back to Portagardo, to the beach in front of my superlative radio station.
Huh?
Sure. How else do you think I got all the lumber and furniture and stuff from my radio shack?
He was right. From the air, we could see that every bit of flotsam passing through the Baldero Island Channel on a rising tide wound up in the tiny cove on the shallow sandbar directly in front of Oscar's radio shack. Even now was piled high with crates, bits of ship's rigging, odd pieces of furniture. That junk stay down there forever, Oscar?
No, Mr. Dollar. Once a month, a real big high tide comes along, and presto, I have a clean front yard again. But I always make a trip up here before then.
What do you mean?
Sure, that's why I'm Nicaragua's #1 beach brusher.
Oh, stop being corny. What do you mean beachcomber?
So I have to brush the sand off everything I pick up down there. So you didn't laugh. What do I care? Anyhow, you should see some of the valuable things I pick up to sell to the natives.
Well, tell me, 2 years ago, when the Landfair's other boat went down.
You should have seen it. Everything that could float ended right up in my front yard. It was beautiful.
How about when the Sea Legs was wrecked?
You know, that's very funny, Mr. Dollar. There was nothing at all. I don't understand it.
Well, I think I do. I think I'm beginning to understand a lot of things about this case. Hang on, Oscar. We're flying back to Bluefield. Expense account item 12, 30 cents American. Taxi from the private airport where we'd rented the plane to the headquarters of the Federal Maritime. I never will get that straight. Call it the Coast Guard and Captain Ramirez.
Si, senor. On July the... here it is. The date?
And at 10:21, Captain.
See, the tide at 10:21 was just after what you call neap.
So it was neat. It was pretty. What does that mean?
Oh, shut up, Oscar. Yeah, I see, Captain. Neap tide at 9:40. So it was coming in, rising, huh?
Si, senor Dollar. Rising, up.
Good, thanks, Captain. Here, buy yourself a cigar. Buy yourself a whole box.
Gracias, senor. Gracias.
Come on, Oscar.
Sure, Mr. Dollar. Nothing for me?
Later. Come on, we're going back to the airfield. And from there, we're going to fly down the coast again.
But, Mr. Dollar...
And I feel so good, I may even let you fly that plane this time.
For a small pittance, even?
For a small pittance, even. Now, drag out your best dialect and call that taxi over here. Item 13, $6 for the Capitan. Item 14, 50 cents taxi back to the airfield. For some reason, the fare in the old Model T went up every time I used it. Or did Oscar wink some kind of a deal with the driver that he could cut in on later? Item 15, and another $45 for rental of the plane, and I'm sure it all went into Oscar's pocket. That his knowledge of the language enabled him to persuade the owner we shouldn't pay 2 rentals in one day. We headed south and made good time.
But where are we going? Another few minutes and you'll be down to Costa Rica.
What's that little seaport straight ahead?
San Juan del Perro.
And according to this map, it has a more than adequate landing field.
Look, do you see what I see down there on it?
Yeah, exactly what I hoped to see. The twin of this plane. The plane in which Mrs. Landfair disappeared this morning. I'll land right beside it.
No sooner said than my name is Oscar Patrick Vladimir
Pasquero. Don't these little fields have any personnel?
Ha! If they get 2 planes a month, they think it's a crowd. Yeah, but there must be somebody. There's a car back of the hangar.
Good. Then we'll have transportation into town.
You still haven't told me why you decided to come here. Was it because Mrs. Landfair did?
That was something I didn't know until I saw that plane down there. All right, easy now. Don't land too close to it.
I am in perfect control. Here we go.
No, Oscar, it was a hunch, based on the fact I remembered that the Sea Legs was built in this town. Hey, nice landing.
Thank you, Mr. Dollar. Maybe a little extra bonus for such a good job.
If you don't stop talking about money, you're going to have to find yourself a... See, am I crazy? Isn't there someone in the cabin of that other plane?
Hey, the car, it's coming over to meet us.
Hey, watch it, Oscar. That darn fool is heading right across our landing pad.
Huh?
Look on the engine.
Is he crazy? Can't he see us?
Hey, swing hard, but don't flip us. Come on, more throttle.
It's already there.
Then straighten out. Take off.
I can't. What'll I do? What'll I do?
Let me hit those controls and hang on.
Here he comes. He'll hit our gear.
Hang on. For a long moment, there was nothing but a vague blackness all about me, and the sound of our crack-up seemed to roll and echo almost dreamily back and forth in the deep recesses of my mind. Then, slowly, hazily, I seemed to hear some of the sound. Yeah, like an engine far off. An engine of a plane starting up and lazily moving away. Sure, yeah, of course, I did hear it. It was the other plane, the one that had been parked on the landing strip. Then as my mind began to clear, I realized I'd seen something, someone else. I'd caught a glimpse before the car struck our landing gear of the man behind the wheel of it. A man whose picture I'd seen briefly at the home of Constant Landfair. But it couldn't be.
Oh, Mr. Dollar. Am I still alive?
Yeah, Oscar. I'm afraid you are.
Thank you. But did you... Oh! Did you see who was driving that car?
Oh. You recognize him?
Look, maybe they're both dead like he is, and that's why we saw him.
Douglas Lanfear?
Yes, sir. Mr. Douglas Lanfear.
Now, here's our star to tell you about tomorrow's episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow, the dark back streets of San Juan del Perro yield some valuable information and a threat of sudden death. And believe me, it isn't an idle threat. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. It is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote this week's story. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking. From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Joe Rastelli at Homicide, returning your call, Johnny.
I've uncovered a couple of items on the Harvey Stone killing, Joe.
Good, let's have 'em.
Remember Alvin Gentry?
The crank who made the fake confession in my office yesterday? Yeah, what about him?
Looks like he's not a psycho after all.
What do you mean?
I just found out he's a friend of Helen Barrett's.
Well, what do you know? Could be he was doing it to shield her. That sure doesn't look good for her, Johnny.
Yeah, I got to admit my hunch about her innocence just took a nosedive. I also learned that Harvey's secretary, Martha Winters, used to be his girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm up to date on that one. Matter of fact, Martha's in my office right now.
Oh?
Says she wants to make a statement. You want to hear it?
You bet I do.
Tonight, and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Home Office, Northeast Indemnity Associates, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, the Imperfect Alibi matter, location New York City. Expense account continued. Item 10, $1.40 cab from my hotel to police headquarters. Martha Winters, secretary to the murdered man, Harvey Stone, was in Lieutenant Joe Rastelli's office. She was a blonde, and again I had to admire the dead man's taste. He could really pick them.
Miss Winters, would you mind telling Mr. Dollar here what you've just told me?
No, not at all, Lieutenant. You see, Mr. Dollar, I have a small apartment in the same building as Mr. Stone's apartment.
On East 57th?
Yes. Harvey, as Mr. Stone, transacted most of the business at his apartment rather than the office when he was in town. That's mainly why he kept the apartment. And we felt it would be more convenient for me to be nearby.
I see.
Well, the night before last...
The night of the murder?
Yes. I'd been out to a show. I got home about 11:30.
Go on.
I saw Helen Barrett walking toward Mr. Stone's apartment.
What? You sure about the time?
Well, not right down to the second, of course, but I am positive it was within 5 minutes of 11:30.
I see. Well, why did you wait until this morning to tell us this?
Well,
Come on, let's have it, Miss Winters.
Well, naturally, no one likes to get mixed up in things like this. And I didn't want to make trouble for anybody. Helen Barrett always seemed like a nice person. But Mr. Stone was my employer and my friend. And after thinking it over, I could see what my duty was.
You say Harvey Stone was your friend. Was he anything more than that?
I don't think I know what you mean, Mr. Dollar.
I think you do. I understand that at one time you and Harvey were planning to be married.
That's true. But that's all in the past.
Oh?
Yes, we decided mutually that it was a mistake. We've been friends ever since, but nothing more than that.
I see. Well...
Heard enough, Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Winters, that'll be all. Thanks for coming in. We'll get in touch with you again if we need any further information.
All right. Anytime, Lieutenant.
Well, Johnny, according to Martha Winters' statement, Helen Barrett was in Harvey's apartment at the approximate time of the murder. We know it was somewhere between 11:30 and midnight.
Helen said she left Harvey's apartment around 11 to go home and pack. They were going to elope. When he didn't come for her, she got worried. She went back to his apartment around midnight, found him dead.
But that story won't hold water if Martha's telling the truth.
Yeah, if.
You don't sound convinced.
Are you, Joe?
I don't know, Johnny. I don't know. It's a pretty nauseating shortage of facts in this case.
Nauseating's the word for it, all right.
No, I mean literally. When I get one like this, my stomach starts acting up.
Joe, what have we got in the way of facts?
Well, number one, Harvey Stone was shot in the forehead with a .38 Smith & Wesson sometime between 11:30 and midnight.
Yeah. And even that fact got twisted around yesterday by Alvin Gentry when he made what he called a confession. He said he shot Stone in the chest with a Colt .45 and threw the gun in the river.
Yeah. You told me you'd found out he was a friend of Helen's. His confession doesn't look good for her, believe me.
I know. But I can't seem to lose my hunch that she's innocent.
Look, Johnny, I don't blame you for trying. It's your job.
What do you mean?
Harvey Stone was insured for $150,000 by the company you represent.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, his father, E.J. Stone, and his young stepmother, Daphne, are the joint beneficiaries. Now, if one of them should turn out to be the murderer, your company wouldn't have to pay up.
Wait a minute, Joe. Wait a minute. I think you know me well enough to figure I'd a lot rather see that company pay through the nose than convict an innocent person.
Sure, but just about everything we've got points to Helen Barrett.
Just about, but not quite.
For instance?
For instance, Harvey's father, E.J. Stone. He thought Harvey was running the business into the ground. He didn't like it. He also didn't like the fact that Harvey and his stepmother were pretty friendly.
Yeah, a man in a wheelchair is liable to resent a lot of things.
Yeah, well, that's just the point. E.J. can get out of his wheelchair when he wants to. I saw him out of it yesterday.
Huh?
Sure. Then there's Daphne herself. She opposed the idea of Harvey marrying Helen. Said she wanted to protect the Stone name. But that sounds pretty fishy coming from somebody who used to be a chorus girl herself.
Did you ask her about that picture of her you spotted in Dutch Krieger's office?
Yeah. She said that was all in the past. But I wonder. Dutch got kicked out of a business deal by Harvey. He wouldn't forget that, and he's a tough cookie. And there still could be a connection between him and Daphne.
Here we go again. Could be.
Okay. So I guess what it all adds up to is just that I kind of got myself sold on Helen.
Sure, I've been sold on people, too. Sometimes it's ended up costing me. So now I just hold back and don't make up my mind one way or another.
All right.
It's turned out to be a pretty good idea, too. Why don't you try it, Johnny?
Expense account item 11, a double martini for me. Well, I thought over what Joe Rastelli had said. Sure, it was good advice not to get too sold on people, but it didn't help me much at the moment. I still couldn't believe Helen Barrett had killed Harvey Stone, but I had to admit that if she wasn't the killer, it left a lot of things unexplained. For one thing, Alvin Gentry's fake confession. It sure looked like he was trying to shield her. I checked and learned that he managed a supper club where Helen used to sing. I decided to have a talk with him. I found him at a corner table.
Yeah?
I'm Johnny Dollar. Gentry, we met in Lieutenant Rastelli's office.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you.
What about?
About the Harvey Stone killing.
There's nothing to talk about.
I don't agree. I think there is.
I made my confession. You guys didn't believe me.
Well, now, that's because you got a few of the things wrong, Gentry. What interests me now is not your confession, but the reason you made it.
What do you mean?
Well, you said Harvey Stone had been making a play for your girl, a hat check girl, wasn't it? You said that's why you killed him.
So?
So, you said you didn't know Helen Barrett.
I don't.
But you're lying.
Look, Dollar.
We found out you're a friend of Helen's. You used to go with her, and you were waiting in her apartment the night of the murder when she left Harvey's and came home to pack. Well, how about it, Gentry?
Okay, so I do know Helen, but she didn't kill Stone.
How do you know?
She couldn't have. She's not that kind.
Oh, sure. You were waiting at her apartment that night. Why?
I wanted to see her.
What about?
She used to sing here. She drew good crowds. I wanted her back.
What kind of a mood was she in when she got to her apartment?
What do you mean?
Well, did she talk about Harvey Stone any? Did she seem mad or upset?
I don't remember.
Cut it out, Gentry. I want straight answers.
Well, I guess they had a little argument.
What about?
I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Helen didn't kill Stone. She was with me.
You mean for a few minutes at her apartment?
I mean longer than a few minutes. She was with me at the time of the killing.
Now, look, Gentry. I know you're trying to help Helen, but believe me, this isn't helping her. First, you make a phony confession, and now all of a sudden you're giving her an alibi.
Sure, it was stupid of me to make that confession.
You can say that again.
But I realized later it wasn't necessary. I realized that Helen had been with me at the time of the killing.
You're going to stick to that story?
Sure I am.
Under oath?
Under oath.
Perjury's a pretty serious thing, Gentry.
Perjury's pretty hard to prove, Dollar.
One thing seemed pretty clear. Alvin Gentry was apparently convinced that Helen had killed Harvey Stone. He was doing everything he could think of, even perjuring himself to shield her. And the more he scrambled, the worse it began to look for her. Then, too, there was the statement of Martha Winters, Harvey's secretary, that she'd seen Helen returning to his apartment at 11:30. That would put Helen back there during the time of the murder. I still wasn't completely convinced that Martha Winters was telling the truth, so I spent the rest of the afternoon checking on her to see what I could find out. And a couple of things I found out were pretty interesting. So interesting that I decided to try to run a little bluff on her.
Oh, Mr. Dollar.
Hello, Martha. I'd like to talk to you.
Well, I was just on my way out.
Well, this won't take long.
All right. Please come in.
Thanks.
Well?
It's about that statement you made to Lieutenant Rastelli this morning.
Oh? Well, I really haven't anything more to add to it, Mr. Dollar. Look, I'm sorry, but I have an engagement now.
Yeah. You told us this morning that you and Harvey Stone used to go together. But you called it off and were just friends after that.
Yes, that's right. Now, look, Mr. Dollar,
But that isn't the story I picked up at the office of the Stone Corporation a while ago, Martha.
The office? Now, what right have you to go snooping around that office?
Sorry, Martha, but snooping's my business. And you know, you pick up a lot of interesting information that way.
Well, if you're going to listen to office
For instance,
gossip...
I found out it was Harvey who called off the deal with you.
No.
And you've been carrying a torch for him ever since. There've been a couple of nasty scenes about
That's
it.
a lie.
Matter of fact, once or twice he'd almost made up his mind to can you, but each time he decided not to.
Lies, all of it.
Okay. We'll let that go for a minute. Now, about your statement this morning.
Mr. Dollar, I haven't time to stand here and repeat what I've already said.
That's where you're wrong, Martha. You've got time to hear this. You'll take time.
Now, what is it?
You said you saw Helen heading for Harvey's apartment at 11:30.
Yes, I did.
Where were you at the time?
Why, here?
In your apartment here? But your apartment's around the corner of the hall from Harvey's.
Well,
How could you have seen her from here?
Well, I didn't mean I was in my apartment. I was at the entrance, just coming in.
The front entrance, huh?
Yes.
But Helen came in the side entrance. You couldn't have seen her from the front.
Well, she's lying. Anyway, I hadn't reaced the front entrance yet. I was outside.
Sorry, Martha. The doorman and the cop on the beat both would have seen Helen.
I tell
you lied, didn't you?
No.
You didn't see her at all.
Well, it had to be Helen. She's the one who killed him. I know she did.
You lied, didn't you, Martha?
If it hadn't been for her...
If it weren't for her, maybe you'd be Mrs. Harvey Stone, huh?
I didn't mean that. I meant Harvey'd still be alive. I just didn't want her to get away with it.
You lied, Martha. You didn't see Helen at all.
Yes, I lied, Mr. Dollar. I lied.
Yeah. My bluff about the doorman, the cop on the beat, and Helen coming in the side entrance had paid off. Looking at Martha, I didn't exactly feel like giving 3 cheers about it. But one thing was clear, though. The Harvey Stone murder case had just busted wide open again.
Now, here's our star to tell you about the final episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow, the wind-up. A gambler stakes his life on his hand and loses. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Robert Reif, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.